The barn doors have swung open one more time. Welcome to historic Allen Fieldhouse in Lawrence. And tonight, the third-ranked Kansas Jayhawks put it on the line against the Seawolves of Stony Brook. Well, hi again, everyone. I'm Dave Armstrong. This is Nick Baugh. Nick, it's impossible for us not to talk about the #1 scorer in the land, Ochai Agbaji. Wow, what a start to a season.
Incredible. He's playing with an enormous amount of comfort and confidence. He trusts his teammates. He understands the offense. And when you combine all that with electric talent, he's letting the game come to him. And that's why he's shooting such a high percentage. 27 points per game. He's doing it all. Of course, you always want a little bit more, trying to get to the free throw line, but he's off to as good of a start as anybody could have imagined.
What does Coach Self want to see from his team, besides a win, of course, but what does he want to see in terms of making progress here tonight?
Half-court defense. It all comes back to that. He's a defensive-oriented guy. Everything begins and ends there. That's how you hang all these championship banners. Stony Brook's an older, experienced team, but they're not very tall. So it's going to put a lot of pressure on, especially the frontline guys, to guard these smaller Stony Brook Seawolf backcourt mates. But I just want to see those defensive assignments handled properly.
Well, you look at Remy Martin coming out. Remy, of course, that transfer from Arizona State. I think he's becoming more and more an emotional leader on this team.
And that's something Coach Self has talked about consistently, needing his personality infused into this team.
Yeah. And the opening tip goes to the Seawolves, who are dressed in red. Of course, the Jayhawks in their home white.
David, Stony Brook's first game, they had 2 team assists. What does that tell you?
2?
They are playing one-on-one basketball. Yeah. They are looking to attack when they get one-on-one opportunities.
How do you scout a team that only has 2 assists?
It makes it challenging because it just comes down to guarding your yard and guarding your man.
Pretty good defense right here. But then all of a sudden everybody scattered and it left a wide open shot for Sales, who misses. Rebound, though, goes to Stony Brook. Long three. Good. Olaniyi.
A talented kid. Miami transfer, started his first 3 years at Stony Brook and then took a little cup of coffee in South Beach, and now he's back. He's one of the most talented guys on this roster.
Swinging around. So one of the things KU's doing a little bit this year is posting up their guards. Three-pointer from the wing for DeJuan Harris doesn't connect. Look at the starting lineups brought to you by Delta Dental. And those are the starting 5 for the Seawolves. Jenkins, their leading scorer. He's a transfer from Fairleigh Dickinson. Oh, good look inside. That's unselfish play by Martin.
You can see it coming with Martin. Again, last year he was wired to be a scorer for Arizona State, but with all the talent around him, he's got to look to set his teammates up. It's a good last-minute dump from Remy Martin.
So the starting 5 for the Jayhawks, of course, won't be long. We'll see Jalen Wilson inserted into that starting 5. And a trap. Swing it around. Open look for Roberts. No. Martin looking for that rebound. How about this? Remy Martin is averaging 6 rebounds a game.
And Bill Self's been challenging Remy Martin to impact games in other ways than just scoring. With your speed and quickness defensively, getting on the glass, being disruptive defensively. And slowly but surely, it's coming together for Remy Martin.
The alley-oop, well defended that time by Olaniyi.
Boy, does Kansas like to throw lobs to Ochai Agbaji in a variety of different looks and sets. And Bill Self's one of those guys, he really is a big fan of alley-oops. He thinks they're momentum changers, they're tone setters. And when you've got a guy like Agbaji, he's getting anywhere near the rim, and he's going to go get it or at least get fouled like he did there.
That was a foul on Olaniyi, and they were expecting that to be a 2-shot foul. It wasn't. It was tipped. It was tipped. One official called it going for Stony Brook, but the other one, Doug Sermon, saw it clearly that it was off of one of the Seawolves. Agbaji. Brown's got a good long rebound. Agbaji resets. That one won't go. So far, there's a lid on the basket for KU.
Christian Brown's really rebounded well. He's averaging 8 rebounds a game so far this year. So even though he's not shot it great from 3, he's still making his presence felt.
Good tie up by DeJuan Harris, and a timeout called by the Seawolves. You look at Coach Self, and of course, Hall of Famer, 524 wins just here with the Jayhawks. And how about this? Non-conference games. Bill Self is 134-5 at Allen Fieldhouse.
Huh, it's just,
why would you bring a team here?
It's just incredible.
It is.
Winning in this building is really difficult.
Oh, man.
Especially as a non-conference foe. But that guy right there always has his teams prepared. Dave, you and I was able to obviously play for the guy, but then you watch those shoot-arounds.
Yes.
He is serious. It doesn't matter if it's Baylor in town or if it's Stony Brook in town.
That's right.
The approach is the same, and I think that level of consistency from him lends itself to consistency with the team.
I think it's like you brought this up a couple of broadcasts ago. It's results oriented in terms of not wins and losses, but how are we playing? And he'll look at that. I mean, if they win by 10 or they win by 30, what Coach Self will look at is, have we improved? Little floater that won't go for Jenkins. McCormick looking for that double team, and his left-handed shot goes awry.
Just tell his timing's not quite right.
Yeah.
He's either rushing or he's thinking about it too much. He needs to just settle in a little bit when he gets the ball in the post.
Sales tied up. Then a reach-in foul. This will go against Christian Braun. Brown with the foul there. Kind of a sluggish start so far for KU. Just 2 points on the board and almost 4 minutes of play.
I've liked the shot selection for the most part. I think Kansas has gotten the ball where they've wanted to get to, and ultimately coaches, I know it sounds crazy, they're more concerned about that than necessarily the ball going in. As long as you're having good possessions, the scoreboard will eventually take care of itself. Jenkins.
Oh, look at Harris play D. Jenkins, that's just a wild, crazy shot. Has no chance of going.
That's big-time defense from DeJuan Harris.
Bounce pass. Almost stolen away by Rodriguez. It'll stay with KU.
Those are tone-setting plays from DeJuan Harris, because the rest of the bench sees it, the other 4 guys on the floor see it, and Stony Brook sees it. He is in a stance, making life difficult for a talented player in Jaleel Jenkins. Harris, his impact goes far beyond just the stat sheet.
McCormick had a bunny and just flat out missed it.
Great look. You had Abaji's defender, can't help inside. Just perfect execution, couldn't get it to go down.
Remy Martin with a crossover dribble. McCormick again and again. Just having trouble finding the handle. Swing it around in a wide open look for Pellicelli, and that'll be a timeout for Bill Self. Not happy at all about what's going on so far. Welcome back to Allen Fieldhouse. Let me tell you this. In my mind, there's no one more frustrated than David McCormick. He knows he's better than the way he has been playing. And when you see plays like this, you'll go back and watch tape and you'll go, he's just speeding himself up. He's too far away from the basket there. He's not a big playing big. And then here, he just kind of gets under the basket, tries to make a play. And he knows it more than anybody, right?
No question about it. And when you're 6'10" and you're shooting 43% from the floor, a lot of that is just on you. And he's capable of it. The way he finished the season last year, you saw what he could do, and he's just got to exhale as a player and calm down. And sometimes maybe the bench has a way of doing that for you. We'll see if Mitch Lightfoot can steady the ship at that 5-man spot here now that he's in the game.
Another 3 hit by the Seawolves. This one from Rodriguez. And don't look now, but Stony Brook is up 9-2.
And a lot of one-on-one basketball from Stony Brook. I'll be ready to guard.
Well, they leave the leading scorer in the country wide open. How can you do that? And Ochai Agbaji makes him pay.
There's just a calmness with Ochai Agbaji this year that is serving him so well. Leading the country in scoring, and he's not forced a single bad shot all year.
Step back. That won't go, and a push off inside, going for the rebound on Green. And it'll go back KU's way.
You see the ball screen and a big mental mistake from Stony Brook. You said it, Dave. This is the leading scorer in the country. You better stick with him, especially when he's been lighting it up from beyond the arc. But he's just letting the game come to him.
Yeah.
But a big part of that is trusting your teammates and understanding the offense so you don't have to press.
That might be his most open look all year.
Yeah.
Agbaji this time races in. Oh, when he can do that and then hit the three, he's impossible to stop.
Well, and his ability to hit the three should set up that, Dave. I mean, you have to crowd him, so he should be able to get 2 feet in the paint, draw fouls, and score at the rim because he's such a good shooter.
5 straight points by Agbaji. Look at that defense by Harris. Look at him just hound Rodriguez. Policelli, no room to move. Okay, you're really doing a good job guarding the perimeter. Shot clock down to 1. They're not going to get it away. That is a great defensive stand right there.
And it all started with DeJuan Harris's ball pressure.
Yeah.
He did so much on that possession. He was able to pressure the ball. He was able to help on a penetration and recover back. Again, this sets the tone, Dave. When your point guard plays with this kind of energy, it's contagious. I'm telling you, Bill Self loves those kinds of possessions right there.
How's he not out of breath? I'm out of breath watching it. Tough shot by Coleman lands.
Talking about a guy that's got a crack in his big toe. And as a shooter, it's got to be challenging because a lot of the one common denominator behind every good shooter is their footwork. And sometimes if your wheels are a little off, it can be tough to shoot at a high clip.
There's a whistle and a foul. You know, one thing I noticed at shoot-around today is when the coaches were asking questions, what about this guy? What about that guy? He knew the answers to every question.
Didn't he? I totally agree.
He is locked in on that scouting report. And coach said it, too, about, you know, his toe injury. What he said, Nick, was it's not gone unnoticed to us that he has never complained one time about that.
Yes, and it also hasn't gone unnoticed that he's doing all he can to stay on the floor. He's in the training room. He's getting treatment. He's doing all that he can do to make sure that his body is and that toe is as ready to go as possible. And listen, he's a difference maker because he's probably 1A, 1B. Agbaji and him are the 2 best three-point shooters on the team. And he's also a guy that it's his 6th year of college basketball. He's just a mature grown-up.
And that was the last touch by Harris. Harris thought it was deflected, looking for some help, but they're going to say nope. DeJuan turned it over. That's his first turnover.
I don't see that too often. A guy that pretty steady with the rock.
Only 4 turnovers all year. Lightfoot got over there. Sore toe and all, running the court. That'll be goaltending, and count the 2 for Coleman lands.
And that's something Bill Self's talked about. Trying to play a little faster. You don't want to be out of control, but when you defend hard, these situations present themselves. You get runouts, you get opportunities, and the thing about Stony Brook, talk about them being a one-on-one team. Sometimes you leave yourself vulnerable to not having defensive balance. What that means is guys rotating back off of penetration. So I think Kansas could get those kinds of runouts if they clean up the defensive glass.
After going scoreless for almost 3 minutes, KU in the last 2 minutes has scored 9 straight points. Long 3. And it goes off Rennie Martin out of bounds. It'll stay with the Seawolves. I don't think that was a shot that Gino Ford was excited about that early on the shot clock, with Policelli launching it from 30 feet.
Well, sometimes when the team is so dialed in defensively like Kansas has been the last couple of minutes, you settle for jump shots just because everything's tough, dribbling, passing, so you just launch it up there.
Jenkins. Rodriguez stops. Oh, Ochai almost had that one a pick 2. Can't call it a pick six in basketball. Good look. And an assist. And they're saying no. They're going to go and look maybe at the monitor. I think they're going to go and look to see if that was released in time on the shot clock.
Let's take another look at it. Watch Pettiford leave his man.
I think he
That's
got it
close.
away.
I think he did too. And Dave, Pettiford's got to understand that Agbaji had him controlled. You didn't need to go run off your man, especially with 2 seconds on the shot clock.
So they're going to take a timeout here. So we'll take it with them with 12:07 to go in the first half and KU on top. We'll be back. Well, Ochai Agbaji helped bring KU back with 5 straight points. KU right now tied at 11. Kenitra, you were listening in on that last huddle. What did Coach have to say?
Yeah, he complimented the team on battling back from the 7-point deficit, but he's disappointed that 8 minutes into the game that they're tied. He wants his team to execute better the plays that he calls. Dave?
Well, right now, you look at it, and he's right. Team's just 5 for 11 from the field so far. Oh, there's a good execution out of the timeout.
Whew. But that's all utilizing Ochai Agbaji and the fact that he's the leading scorer in the country to open things up on pick and roll. But Bill Self out of a timeout. Kenitra said that Bill Self wanted to see better execution. I'd say that was better execution.
That's pretty good.
When I heard Coach Self scream out to his players, going to switch 5. That means they're going to switch every screen. So there's a switch. He's going to allow Kansas to really heat up the basketball.
Tough shot at the buzzer again, and Ochai flies in for the rebound.
Another good defensive possession from the Jayhawks.
Lightfoot screaming for it. Look at him back in. That's how you play big.
Pace.
Yeah.
Slow down. Post position. Couple of peck dribbles. Get closer to the basket. Get to that jump hook. Don't be in a rush.
Swing pass. Roberts looked like he might have walked with it. And a 3 is good from Hobway.
4 threes from Stony Brook.
Yeah. They're now 4 of 7 from three-point line. The only thing keeping them in the game. Lightfoot. That's a good look.
You got to contain the basketball, and if you're Kansas, you can't overhelp on penetration and leave the three-point line vacant, because clearly that's where Stony Brook's having success.
That might have been a frustration shot by Jenkins, who hadn't really done much of anything yet. And kind of shot it from the hip, didn't he?
It's kind of how he plays, though. He's a guy that'll take crazy long-range jumpers at times.
Oh, that was unlucky. Halfway down and back out.
Pettiford, get out on him. If he starts rocking with it, he will let it rip. Same thing with Lightfoot here.
Good bounce pass by Pettiford.
Really good. Just reading and reacting. That's a great possession. Good ball movement. Couple of handoffs. Couple of ball screens. It's a good play from a guy that Bill Self, you can tell his eyes light up when you ask him about Bobby Pettiford.
Yeah, that's right. He said to us today, he's going to be one of our great ones. Not just good, but great ones.
And that's saying something.
Yeah, there's been a few good guards around here lately.
Man,
another rainbow 3. What's going on?
Again, Kansas has to adjust. You don't want to overreact and get way out of position, but you can't let these Stony Brook guards just rise up comfortably from beyond the arc.
6 for 10 from three-point range. Coleman Lands can't find the range, and here comes Jenkins.
Here, Pettiford's got to get into the ball and not allow Jenkins to rise up. And that goes the same for Agbaji, Coleman Lands, Remy Martin.
Lightfoot got a piece of that one. 3-on-2. And that'll be a foul. Foul called here on Hobway. It's only the third team foul on the Seawolves this half.
Christian Brown, KJ Adams, Dewan Harris.
Get some wholesale changes now for the Jayhawks.
It was something we were curious to see. With KJ Adams sub in and play the 5. And here we are, 8-12 mark. KJ Adams is playing the 5 spot. And that's in large part the way Stony Brook plays. They're a smaller team. They've spread Kansas out. See if KJ Adams can be a good substitution to match the smaller lineup of Stony Brook.
That's called going downhill right now by Brown.
Really good. Powerful, under control, jump stop. But you see, when Kansas has moved the ball and gotten multiple screens and multiple ball reversals, they've gotten wide open jump shots and layups at the rim.
Almost the way they play. They just come down, dribble, 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 and then whoever's got the ball puts up the shot.
That's why it's difficult. There's not a lot of schematic adjustments right now in terms of defense from Coach Self. You just got to be able to guard.
Nice drive by Joseph Yesufu.
It's always tough when you sit for the first 12 minutes of the game and you have to come in and be aggressive and not force it. A good play from Yesufu, a guy who's battling for minutes with a lot of different guys.
There's a good wall by Brown, but you know, KJ Adams didn't get down there and get that rebound.
Well, that's the one thing you give up when you play small is you're not as good of a rebounding team. So instead of McCormick in, it's KJ Adams.
Yesufu tried to bank one home from over there. I don't think he tried. It just
Inadvertent, almost worked.
It just did. Jenkins pull back 3, no.
It's clear what Stony Brook's trying to do, though. They're trying to go mano-a-mano and make plays off the bounce.
That'll be a blocking foul. And we got a timeout. 6:17 left to go in the first half. And the Seawolves are bombing from outside. 6 threes for Stony Brook. And
Welcome back to Allen Fieldhouse. And Ochai Agbaji is the leading scorer in the country. But when you got him on the perimeter, it creates opportunities for guys inside, like Mitch Lightfoot, who has come in and made a big impact. Dave McCormick off to a little bit of a slow start. You pressed out on the perimeter, and Mitch Lightfoot's had space to operate, and he's been able to convert.
6 points for Lightfoot so far in this game. Now McCormick's back in there. Maybe message sent. All right. Still, you know, kind of went away from the basket a little more than you'd like, but okay, we're probably getting picky now.
Sure.
We got 2 there.
Got him a touch. Kansas done a good job getting him the ball.
Really pressuring that perimeter right now. How about this? Stony Brook is 6 for 11 from three-point range. That's 55%. And they're only 3 for 13 from two-point range.
You got to make them a two-point shooting team right now, and that's why you saw those Jayhawks pressed out all the way past the three-point line, trying to run these Stony Brook guards off the line and make them take shots in the paint.
Agbaji, boy, he just glides down Main Street.
He's so strong and smooth. But again, that's a set play for Agbaji to go attack the basket. So Agbaji knows that Bill Self's going to manufacture looks for him. Dewan Harris is going to get him the ball. He doesn't have to press, and he's doing such a good job letting the game come to him.
Step back 3, no. McCormick, yeah, that was a good rebound there.
And you see, Dave, he hedged the ball screen and then recovered and rebounded. That was excellent from David McCormick.
Agbaji for 3. Little off target. McCormick, go get it, big fella. All right.
Pretty good sequence for David McCormick. Playing hard, imposing his will. He's the biggest guy on the floor. Got to play like it.
Harris picks the pocket of Jenkins. Timeout, Stony Brook. All right, we picked on David McCormick earlier in the game. Let's give him some credit now.
No question about it. He has come off the bench a man possessed. How about all those red jerseys around him, and McCormick comes down with it. And then DeJuan Harris has been harassing the ball all game long. He finally gets the steal and the layup. And Gino Ford has seen enough, has to call a timeout, but that whole flurry was started by David McCormick.
So a nice little run here by Kansas, an 8-0 run. They had a 9-0 run earlier in the game. And it's the biggest lead of the night so far for KU.
And one of the decisions Bill Self has, and you've seen him try it a couple different ways, you're gonna play small and play KJ Adams at the 5 and try to match what Stony Brook's doing, or you're gonna try to play Lightfoot and McCormick and try to beat up the smaller Stony Brook front line guys.
Yeah.
And right now, I like the McCormick's in the game and imposing his will, but can he continue to do that? Now you've got a stretch 5 on the floor, number 2 in red for Stony Brook. Can he get out there?
Pull up air ball. And that was out of bounds as Green went for it. He stepped on the baseline. And I think Policelli's going to hear air ball for a while.
Yeah, he will. these KU students don't forget.
They do not forget.
Another good job, though, by McCormick. Breaking the rhythm of Policelli, forcing a tough fall away.
The students might forget some stuff on their exams, but they don't forget air balls.
No. They might forget to study for an exam, but Policelli air balls, remember that.
McCormick again. Okay. Still settled for a little bunny that he probably could have taken more inside.
Faded a little bit. Man, if he's in the game, though, if McCormick's in, you've got to get him touches.
Yeah. That's a 2 for Jenkins. That's a 2.
Tell you what, Jaleel Jenkins, he is making tough shots tonight.
Abaji.
Good job by DeJuan Harris. Just
Abaji's in double figures again with 10 already in the first half.
It just seems easy for him, right?
Yeah, well, it does. Seems like he's playing with a whole other level, you know, like he's in high school and he's playing some middle schoolers. McCormick bothered that. Harris looking up court. Harris throws one up. McCormick got part of the ball and smothered his opponent. And that'll be a foul on McCormick. All right, we got a timeout. David McCormick striding a little better. Allen Fieldhouse, you know, I know it's a team sport, but there are certain individuals that I would pay money just to watch that individual. And Ochai is turning into one of those.
No doubt about it. You're talking about a guy coming into tonight, leading the nation in scoring. And he's picked up right where he's left off. He's in double figures already. Just letting the game come to him, taking the right shots, drives to the basket, open threes, transition, being ready to shoot. Ochai Abaji is off to a great start for the season and in the first half of this contest.
That should have been a charge. What did they got? Boy, it looked like a charge for sure, didn't it?
It looked like Christian Brown was outside the restricted area. Bobby Pettiford got beat baselines. Take a look at it. Officials must have felt like he was moving right at the last second.
But that's the second foul on Brown. Lonnie was at the line.
This game's not hard to figure out right now, Dave.
No.
You have one team dominating the paint. Kansas has got 24 points in the paint, and Stony Brook's doing all their damage from beyond the arc. They've hit 6 threes.
You got to feel like, all right, they're shooting 50% right now, and they're still down 4. At some point, you feel like, okay, they're going to return to form and shoot closer to 40%. That's a big difference.
Right, and that's that balance of you got to react when a team is taking and making threes, but you don't want to overreact.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, I think Kansas is best served to make Stony Brook a two-point shooting team, just because that's where that size really becomes problematic.
There's the lob. Perfectly executed.
Great play from DeJuan Harris. Just making everything easier for his teammates. And boy, McCormick's been a different player after he went to the bench for a couple of minutes.
He has been a different player. Told you they wouldn't forget. Backdoor play. And it looked like Pettiford lost sight of his guy.
You got to be able to do both. Got to see man and ball, and Pettiford got caught ball watching.
Baji thought, oh, I got my guy down, and then he lost the handle. Rodriguez. Pettiford with the rebound. Looking up court. Oh, how is that? How good is that, folks?
Explosive. Ooh. What I liked about it, he was going north and south the whole time. There was no east-west, but he still was elusive with a little in-and-out dribble.
Man, that's a travel.
Take another look at it, Dave. Bobby Pettiford doing a good job on the glass, and then he's able to rake it and take it. He's going north and south, a little in-and-out dribble. And when you got the defense backpedaling like that, you got him under control.
I think he kind of stumbled a little bit when he came down. McCormick, that was good positioning inside. He might have gotten away with a little shove, but still, he's played big that time.
But look how the backside's cleared out. See how Baji's floating up the floor, so there's no one on that side of the basket. So you just throw it over the top of the fronting post defense. Now McCormick's at the line. Bill Self's done a nice job devising ways to get McCormick the ball, and Kansas's guards have delivered.
McCormick, who is a good free throw shooter, hasn't shown it quite yet this year. He's now 3 for 8 on the season. But he'll be at 70% at the end of the year, and that's good for a big guy. That's real good for a big guy. We've seen other big guys struggle to get to 50.
That's right. Won't name names, but
yeah. It's a long list, too, because it's hard for big guys. Their hands are so big. That's good defense there by KU to force a timeout. So Gino Ford's team, who led earlier in this contest, in fact, they led by as many as 7 in this game, now trailing by 8 with 1:13 to go in the first half.
It certainly does feel like Kansas has settled in defensively as this first half has wore on. Made things tougher as the half has progressed. And David McCormick has come in and imposed his will, where there's just been body blow after body blow of points in the paint for Kansas. And a lot of that goes back to the big fella, McCormick.
Well, he's got 8 points now on 3 of 6 shooting. He has 5 rebounds, which I think is as important as the points. So now, all right, if you're not scoring, what else can you do as a big guy? You can go rebound. I mean, if he averages 8, 9, 10 rebounds a game, even if he doesn't score that much, they've got other guys that can score.
Sure. Yeah, he just needs to provide a post presence to keep the defense honest. And if there are days where he's got opportunities to score, go for it. If not, shouldn't deter your effort in what you're doing, screening, rebounding, defending. And it's been a tough assignment on this end of the floor for McCormick, having to chase guys on the perimeter. But I've also been impressed with McCormick's effort on this end as well.
There's the switch. Ochai got a hand on that, deflected it, and it goes off Stony Brook. KU will get it back.
Again, DeJuan Harris's ball pressure, though, has just been great. He's the guy that sped up Stony Brook, and then Abaji's long arms in that passing lane. But Harris, his stat sheet isn't necessarily going to jump off the page at you in this first half, but he has really, really made an impact.
By the way, in case you're thinking, well, Stony Brook, they're not very good. Well, how about this? They're picked to win the America East Conference this year. Abaji, again, driving down that paint. Whoa. There's a trip. And that'll send Coleman Lands not to the line, because that's only the 6th team foul. So it's not in the 1-and-1 yet.
Personal foul. It's the 6th team foul.
Well, we're going to see Zach Clements come in.
Checks into the Jayhawks replacing.
He's played well. Clements hasn't played a ton, but he's been effective when he's gotten into the game.
Really has. He's averaging 5 points per contest.
He's a totally different look from McCormick. He's more of a skilled pick and pop perimeter guy. See if he can dial up a pick and pop for him and get a 3.
Weak pass from Abaji. And he tried to make up for it with a block at the other end, but that's a turnover for KU. Baji with a hand in his face. Long rebound comes right back to him.
Can hold for one shot. Remy Martin sees it.
Abaji at the buzzer, no. And that's the way the first half comes to a close, 38-32.
Well, all things considered, things were looking bleak for a second with Stony Brook raining threes. I thought Kansas settled in defensively. McCormick made an impact. Thought Kansas's final 12 minutes of the first half was pretty solid.
Let's hear from the coach. Kenitra?
18 of Stony Brook's first 20 points were from deep. How do you feel about your perimeter defense?
It was awful. I mean, our guards couldn't guard their guards. So, and they got them all off the bounce. That means we played too soft, let them catch it where they wanted to, and then we weren't quick enough to play up underneath them. So we got to do a much better job in the second half.
What else do you have to do to get more separation?
Well, I think other than that, I thought we played okay. You know, it's better when David's in the game and he wasn't involved at all early. So we got to keep him involved. And when they play small, that's a hard guard for us. But I think if we could just guard and long shots lead to long rebounds, if they miss, maybe we can run a little bit.
Coach, thank you.
All right, thanks, Kenitra. Well, guard that perimeter. Kansas, despite all that, up 6 at the half. Dave Stewart will interview soccer coach Mark Francis when we come back. Nick, take us through some highlights from that first half.
Well, it was a seesaw affair back and forth, and it was Stony Brook that delivered the first punch, knocking down threes. 6 made threes in that first half from Stony Brook. A little step back from Rodriguez, hit some tough ones. The Kansas tried to settle in a little bit. Probably a no-no to leave the nation's leading scorer. Abaji knocks it down. Some body blows from Kansas with Mitch Lightfoot in a lob. 28 points in the paint. But again, you understand what Stony Brook was doing. Jenkins launching a long-range jumper. Rodriguez, the second one. The hands are down. The shot is going up. Harris was all over the place in that first half, making plays, being disruptive defensively. So we'll see what happens. Again, I expect Kansas to really impose their will inside and with effort on the perimeter defensively.
Looking inside to Brown. Kind of got behind the backboard. Martin still with 9 on the shot clock. Martin didn't put up any points in that first half.
Didn't put up a shot. Remy Martin didn't take a single attempt in the first half. Gets a tough jumper up early. He's got to put his fingerprints on this game scoring, but he's got to let it come to him.
That was good defense. Steal. Brown. Going to go right at the defender, and that's got to be inside that arc. When you look at the numbers from that first half, and again, you pointed it out. Difference between paint points and three-point shooting.
Look at it. 28 points in the paint for Kansas. 6 made threes for Stony Brook. In a lot of ways, that's really all you need to look at. And be curious in this second half how Kansas is able to guard the basketball, because there's a direct correlation to how you guard the ball to how you defend the three-point line. Because if you don't have to help off penetration, you're able to stay home on those three-point shooters. So it all starts there for Kansas.
Brown 2 for 2 from the line, 4 for 4 on the year. Not many free throws in this game. Only 4 by KU, 2 by Stony Brook, and there hasn't been a missed free throw yet. Roberts Step back three, no. McCormick. 6 rebounds now for David. Remy Martin, no. McCormick keeps it alive, but comes right to Green. Green puts up a tough shot over Brown.
Amazing how a quick shot that maybe isn't great can lead to a run out the other way.
And Abaji, that's just the smoothness of Abaji right now.
And that speaks to his confidence. A guy that's pushing the ball down the floor, is able to stop on a dime. And if he's got an inch, he's playing with so much confidence in his three-point shot. He's letting it rip.
This is the biggest lead of the game. Quickly ahead, Abaji!
Tough shot.
Yeah, it was. It was good defense by Brown. It was just really tough shot. Abaji again. Oh, he's feeling it now. I think Gino Ford, the coach, looked at Abaji when he came back and, hey, son, come on, cool off a little bit. And Abaji all of a sudden with 18 points in the game.
Well, he gets 2 baskets in transition. And you give a good score, a couple of easy ones in the open floor, you're in trouble.
Sales trying to back in. That's a pretty good look up over McCormick.
Let's see if Ochai Agbaji can find another look here.
Yes, he can. Yes, he can. How tough is that? I want you to talk about that. His body is leaning, and yet he was able to do soft off the glass.
That's it. You just said it. That's what's so hard about it, is to go fast, play through contact, but put it up soft enough off the glass. The good one's got a great feel for doing that, and Agbaji hasn't.
And a good drive by Roberts. I think Gino Ford's message to his team is we don't have any paint points.
Let's try and go inside a little bit. This guy feeling it.
McCormick, a little dipsy-do, but it works. And an assist for Agbaji.
Agbaji's just making simple plays, but he's being aggressive. That's just good pick and roll basketball.
Oh, McCormick went for the steal. That's not good defense.
Posting up the smaller Remy Martin. And you said it, McCormick's that last line of defense, almost like a safety in football. If you go for it, you better get it, or it's a touchdown or a dunk in this case.
Yeah. Agbaji, another one? No, not quite. McCormick, though.
Good hands.
Whoop, Brown lost the handle. And one. Jayhawks come out firing. We've been having fun this year watching Ochai Agbaji.
He's been incredible. Shot out of a cannon in this second half. You see the 3 in transition, gets a dunk in transition, and now he's feeling it. You go under a handoff, he makes you pay with a triple. Get him going downhill. Forget about it with those big shoulders soft off the window. And how about the little pick and roll pocket pass to his running mate, David McCormick? How about 10 points and an assist in the first 4.5 minutes? Give him 20 for the game.
20 points already. Guy's averaging, so far this year, he is averaging 27 points a game, leading the nation, by the way, with 27-point average. So this second half, both teams just red hot. Good news for KU. They're 6 for 10 from the field, 2 of 3 from three-point range. Both of those, Agbaji, by the way. But on the bad side, Stony Brook 5 for 6 from the field.
Little surprising. Not in Kansas's defense, Stony Brook's made some really tough shots at the rim, but at the same time, they're getting into the paint. They've posted up some smaller guards. They've gotten all the way to the rim off penetration. Certainly need to tighten that up. But I like how the game's just gotten sped up more. I think that favors Kansas.
12-point lead, matches the biggest of the game for KU. Steer we still haven't forgotten.
From the first half.
He didn't airball it, but he missed it.
In these half-court possessions, when the balls get swung side to side, they've had opportunities to get anything they want off ball screens.
And a timeout taken. So we'll take it with them. Kansas still up a dozen, 54-42 from Allen Fieldhouse. Welcome back. You're looking on that huddle for KU. What do you think Coach is talking to him about right now?
Well, I think for him right now, you know, defensively, it's about guarding the ball and containing it. I mean, I think it all starts there. As you know, he's a defensive-oriented guy, and the more they can contain the penetration, the better they're going to be able to get out and establish the pace of this game. But obviously, the other part of this is a situation here. You got a 10-second shot clock, sideline out of bounds. See what Bill Self drew up here as Ochai Agbaji's been red hot. Got 20 points, 10 in this second half. Got a post up for him.
A little fadeaway, tough shot. And a whistle and a foul. And that foul will be on the man they've been talking about airballing it, Policelli. So 20 on the shot clock then.
I do like that Coach Self, it hasn't yielded any results today, but I like how he's tried to post Christian Brown. He's tried to post Agbaji. It's a hard thing for guards to do is play one-on-one post defense.
Why? Because they're not accustomed to doing it?
Not at all. I mean, you're not used to defending the post at all as a guard. You're like a fish out of water down there.
Agbaji. Oh, thought it was going to come back in with that shooter's touch of his. Roberts finally gets rid of it. Hobway, no. Roberts, a long three, no. And that'll be a foul on Lightfoot.
They're trying to be consistent, I guess, both ways in terms of what's a foul and what's not a foul on a block out.
That's the first team foul on KU this half, only 3 on the Seawolves.
That's a tough shot, but Kansas going for ball fakes around the rim, a little up and under, and a bucket.
Possession looks a little stagnant. Harris, 3, no. Agbaji trying to keep it alive, and it'll go out of bounds and belong to the Seawolves.
That's just your 4-round-1 possession, trying to get Mitch Lightfoot a post up, and you credit Stony Brook for fighting the post, guarding the basketball, and forcing a contested jump shot. Kansas has to run, Dave. See if they can't probe and find some easy opportunities early in a possession.
That's going to be a foul on Policelli inside. That's 3 on Policelli now.
That's something Kansas needs to do, is start racking up some fouls, get to that into the bonus.
Coleman Lands is checked in for KU. That was good position by Lightfoot, and Policelli is going to foul himself out of this game in a hurry. That's 4 now.
Well, now you got Ochai Agbaji at the 4, so the floor is super spread out. You you've got a guy that has 20 points and has knocked down 4 threes at that power forward spot. So Mitch Lightfoot has the entire paint to post up. And when that's the case, it's hard not to foul.
Yesufu. Yes, sir.
A good play from Jalen Coleman lands. A willing shooter, but he turned it down and got a piece of the paint and spoon-fed Yesufu.
Man, Yesufu got caught in the air. Foul on Joseph. It's going to bring Pettiford off the bench. Going to the line, Tyke Green. This is an older team, the Seawolves. Got a lot of transfers from Fairleigh Dickinson, Monroe, St. Bonaventure, Manhattan College, Mount St. Mary's, Akron, Dayton.
And they're one of 17 teams in all of college basketball where their average age is 21 years old. So they got a lot of moving parts, but they've been through it collectively in their own way, and that allows you to at least have some maturity, and I think that's served them well in handling this environment.
Well, they left Pettiford alone, and he said, I'll just take it down the lane.
You see how he hesitated and looked at the roll? And that took the defender back at Mitch Lightfoot. Good almost eye manipulation and changing his speeds, creating a driving lane for Pettiford.
Tough shot. Lightfoot will pick it up. Here comes Harris. He finds the cutting Abaji.
That's how you lead the nation in scoring, is you don't stand and eat popcorn the whole time on the three-point line. You have to move, Dave, and he's done a good job of that. Good little basket cut for a 10-footer.
Oh, Rodriguez couldn't find the handle. It goes straight out of bounds. Well, the Jayhawks getting contributions from everyone, including Joseph Yesufu. The Jayhawks pulling away. Right now it's Kansas up 61-46 with Nick Baum. Dave Armstrong, glad to have you with us here at Allen Fieldhouse. Take us inside the mind of Bobby Pettiford here.
Well, look at this ball screen. See how he hesitated and looked at Mitch Lightfoot and just took what the defense gave him. Taking a look at it. He's going to look at that roll. 13 vacates, goes back with Mitch Lightfoot, so he goes and shoots the layup. If the defender sticks with him, he hits Mitch Lightfoot. That's good changing of speeds and understanding the X's and the O's for a deuce for Bobby Pettiford.
And the whole time he knew he had Jenkins on his hip.
Yes.
So he's not worried about him.
No, he's
already by him.
Totally. Good stuff from a young guard. Yeah, he's got a good feel for the game.
Like there. Clements, there's that pick and pop guy you were talking about.
Well, and Dave, that's a pick and pop from a post up. He was posting in the block, and on penetration, he floated all the way to the three-point line and knocked it down. That is tough to guard.
By the way, he's 3 for 4 this year from three-point range.
That jump shot's smooth, isn't it?
It is. And that pick is smooth, too.
You think Zach Clements wants some minutes? He is doing all he can with the opportunities he's got.
Pettiford stepped on the baseline. Well, let's look at Zach Clements.
Look at this. He's going to be on the post, and he's going to float all the way out to the three-point line. Most guys kind of just stop in the block. He goes all the way out from long range and drills it. That's understanding your strengths as a player, and that's also DeJuan Harris knowing who's on the floor and knowing that he's got to turn and look at the three-point line.
At best, you mostly got big guys go to the short corner.
Yes.
That's about it.
The guy you did the last game with, Wayne Simeon, he was going to fish hook to that short corner and knock it down. But Clements is going to the three-point line.
Abaji. Oh, what do you do if you're Jenkins? Oh, are you kidding me? Does that count? Come on, that's got to count. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, this guy, he can't miss. Look at this. Ball fake, Euro. Jenkins didn't even go for it. It didn't matter. Abaji, look at that reaction.
He surprised himself.
When it's your night, it's your night.
Well, it's been his year.
True.
And a free throw to boot. So 25 points right now for Abaji, and there's still 10 minutes left in the game.
And look at Yesufu picking up full court, trying to work. Guy that's battling for minutes, trying to make an impression any way he can.
All of a sudden, the Jayhawks up by 21. Jenkins. No, Clements. And he had his hands on the ball and all of a sudden was bumped from behind by Habway. And that'll be a foul on Habway. And that's 7 team fouls now on the Seawolves. Only 2 team fouls this half on KU. So Gino Ford pacing the sidelines. Knows he's got some problems. Clements goes to the line. He's 2 for 2 this year. His first time to the line here tonight.
Dave, you and I were talking. I couldn't imagine how intense every practice is right now for a lot of these guys that are battling for minutes. Yesufu, Pettiford, Clements. Where every single day at practice, every single minute on the floor, if you're not doing your job at a high level, Bill Self's got another guy waiting and chomping at the bit to come in and hit, and they'll take a crack at it. That's going to really pay dividends as this season progresses.
When you bring it, you've got to bring it on both ends of the court. Pettiford gets the rebound off the miss from Habway. Harris is picked up by Petaway. Oh, what a dish. Clements, no.
That's weight room, right? Just not quite strong enough to have that base. That's a good play from Pettiford, though.
Three's not falling this half. And then Pettiford throws it up for Brown. He wasn't looking for it.
I like that Pettiford's looking up the floor, though.
11 straight points by KU right now over the last 3 minutes of the game. Jenkins, no. Jenkins, by the way, only 5 points in this game. He scored 13 against George Mason in the first one. Clements hits yet another 3.
This guy going to give Kansas a dimension that they don't have. Ooh. A stretch 5 that clearly can really shoot it from 3.
So could he be, I'm just asking, and if I'm stepping in ground that I shouldn't, I apologize. But could he be that 4 where you play the old high-low that Bill used to play, where now he can step outside and hit that shot and also be able to pass inside?
On offense, absolutely. The big question is, on the other end of the floor, so many teams at that 4 spot have a glorified guard. And so if you have McCormick at the 5 and Clements in there, offensively it makes sense. You can play high-low. Clements can shoot it from distance. But the question is, on the other end of the floor, can he guard a 4-man that's probably pretty athletic and put it on the floor?
Okay.
But I like your idea. And
answer, yeah.
But what you're getting at is the options that Bill Self has. I mean, he's got a lot of different lineups and combinations that he can throw out there.
From the bench to a 3 for Coleman Lands.
Boy, Kansas has erupted in the second half from beyond the arc. They looked cold in the first half.
What were they, 2 for 10 in that first half? And they're now 8 for 18. So they're 6 for 10 this half.
Yeah, that was one of the first things Bill Self told us before that exhibition game. He said, I feel like I got a pretty good shooting team.
Might be one of the best shooting teams he's had.
He got multiple guys. Like
another 3 from Christian Brown. Wow. An explosion of offense from the Jayhawks. Woo. Led by Zach Clements. Welcome to Kansas. Well, Kansas is rolling. You knew kind of it was a matter of time. And boy, you talk about rolling, Nick. 77-48 first half, second half numbers are incredible.
Yeah, and sharing the ball, 10 team assists in this second half on 14 made baskets. Kansas has shot the ball from 3, but they also have 13 fast break points in the second half. They've gotten stops on defense, and that's allowed them to get out and run too.
Look at that run, 20-2. And by the way, 0 for 5 Stony Brook from three-point range in the second half. I knew it was the announcer jinx. Now 1 for 6.
Well, in Kansas with a mental mistake, no communication. 2 guys go with 1, leave a shooter on the three-point line.
Jayhawks have already scored more points this half than they did the entire first half as Christian Brown takes it in.
Good screen from Zach Clements. That created the opportunity for Christian Brown. Young man, Mr. Clements, doing the most with the minutes he's been given.
And Sales fouled by Pettiford, but there wasn't much else he could do.
Got to have better high hands on that hedge from Clements to disrupt the pass, and then got to have other Jayhawks rotating to take away the roll man.
So Sales will go to the line. He's a transfer from Akron. If I was out there right now and I just saw that first free throw, I would really get myself in position.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like, all right, I'm not taking this for granted.
No.
I'm going to box out. Clements. That was pure. I mean, it was right on target. Gets his own long rebound. Pettiford says, I can hit a 3, or I can at least throw a pass. He would have been hearing air ball a lot. Yesufu.
Good hustle from Yesufu. Bill Self's got to love it.
Oh, that was going to be a jam, and he had to adjust, but a great adjustment by Brown.
But you know, Bill Self's going to love the most on that play is Joseph Yesufu.
Yeah.
He made it all happen. Great energy and effort. That was pretty sweet from Christian Brown, too, on the finish.
Roberts, a step back 3, no.
Well, if Coleman lands jumps, he gets an over and back. He had good lockout position, just needed to leave the floor.
Switch out top. Roberts, that was a walk. Boy, they have got the Seawolves bottled up.
How about Joseph Yesufu? Just making things happen and playing hard. I tell you, nobody likes effort and toughness more than Bill Self, and that's an effort and toughness play that leads to a basket. But this is pretty nice. How about the mid-air adjustment? Christian Brown came at the rim violently, but then finished softly.
Killing them softly with that shot. Yesufu, no.
Did you just go Roberta Flack?
Yeah, I just kind of did, yeah. I'm surprised you knew that was
well, we could go Fuji's, Thornhill, or we go Roberta Flack. We can appeal to both.
Okay, and I don't know who the Fuji's are.
Okay, well, there we go. We're covering all bases.
Go with Roberta, please.
Why not?
Yeah, I like his release, don't you?
Yeah, he's got great rotation.
That's a tie-up. Oh, foul. All right. And that's a foul on Zach Clements.
Important minutes for Clements, not only to show his coach what he can do, but just to get comfortable. I mean, so much of basketball is about comfort and confidence, and the reality is the only way you can acquire those things is to get out onto the court and play.
Policelli will remember his only appearance at Allen Fieldhouse. He is 1 for 4 from the field, 1 for 3 from three-point range as Abaji checks back in. That student section is working overtime on Policelli.
It is relentless, isn't it?
It is. You gotta love him.
Comes that down screen, Abaji.
Oh, pretty. Kind of a no-look alley-oop.
That's just another way of kind of a pick and roll. It's just a two-man game on one side. Saw a pin down for Christian Brown. He gets a layup. There's a pin down for Ochai Abaji. You overhelp on him because he's leading the country in scoring. And Clements sends 2 good screens. Good
Clements.
stuff.
He's got a career-high 9. Pettiford. And that was turned away by Kane Roberts.
Look at this little pin down screen. Going to take multiple defenders with Ochai Abaji. That leaves Clements all by himself. He's able to get it off the window. Kind of another way to get it a pick and roll. And Abaji's good at those mid-foul line pin down screens.
And that'll send Clements back to the line, but we'll shoot those free throws when we come back. 3:55 left to go in this one. Jayhawks up 30. This place is rocking. Jayhawks up 30, student section. They are having some fun tonight.
So cool. 30-point game.
Yeah.
It's just no better environment in college basketball than Allen Field.
Zach Clements, 10 points. That's a career high. He had 7 against Michigan State. He also has 3 rebounds in the game. Make it 11 and make the lead 32. Just remember, it was only a 6-point lead at halftime.
This game is flipped in a hurry. Ochai Abaji came out in the second half, scored 10 quick points and blew the game open.
This is one of those games, if you're announcing for the Seawolves, all you talk about is that first half.
Yep.
And, hey, we had the 3rd-ranked team in the country.
That's it.
We had them scared in that first half. In fact, we had a lead of 7 at one point. You forget all about the second half. Abaji. Nope. Clements fighting for that rebound. Almost.
Good effort, though.
Yep. And we're going crazy because Chris Teahan has gotten up off the bench along with Michael Jankovic. I heard that Teahan sells more T-shirts than anybody. On the name, image, likeness, he's doing great.
Got the hair. He's got the haircut. He's got the jumper.
Yeah.
Can he deliver again? And it is crazy to see Michael Jankovic. When I was here as a freshman, Michael Jankovic was a baby because Tim Jankovic was an assistant. It's just wild to see this dude now playing for Kansas.
So you say you're getting old.
I am. I'm talking a baby. This is just crazy.
Well, his average goes down to Clements. Has it blocked.
A.J. Adams almost brought the house down.
Jankovic. Nope. I'll tell you how old I am. I called games that Tim played in at K-State.
Okay, there we go. You,
all right.
You win.
Do I win?
You win.
And there's a late 3 by Shumpert. When the Jayhawks had 38 at halftime, I thought, no way they're getting their average of 87 points, but here they are at 85.
Been a big-time second half.
Clements trying to, and this is weight room stuff right there.
Yep.
Being able to force his way in. Teahan, no. Long rebound, Clements. Pettiford.
Well, imagine Clements after a couple years in the weight room and got the strength with that skill.
Yeah, just build a better base.
Yep.
Right. Jankovic.
Boom!
Looked just like his dad on that one. Good for you, Michael. Shumpert, a 3. That's 2 for him coming off the bench.
Look good shooting too.
KJ Adams decides to take a 3. That's going to do it.
Yep.
Wow. What a second half.
You said it.
Man.
Really impressive second 20 minutes from the third-ranked team in the country.
50-point second half for KU, and Ochai Agbaji with 25 in the game. Bill Self's team goes to 3-0 and on their way to Orlando.
Well, a lot of good stuff to watch on film with this one. Can learn a lot from that first half. And the second half, the effort was tremendous defensively, and oftentimes when you're on point on that end of the floor, the offense gets easier. Really impressed with Bill Self's crew in the second half.
Nick, a pleasure to work with you.
Right back at you.
All right, go have a great rest of the season. Bill Self's team 3-0 on the year. Ochai Agbaji probably still the leading scorer in the country. It'll take his average of 27 down just a tick as he scores 25 here tonight. But the Kansas Jayhawks roll in the second half, taking a 6-point advantage and finally winning by the final score of 88-59. I want to thank Curtis Lorenz and the rest of our outstanding crew in the truck that make all of this possible on ESPN Plus and the Big 12 Network. So thanks so much to everybody that has contributed here. For Nick Baugh and our entire crew, including Kenitra Pulliams, I'm Dave Armstrong saying so long from Allen Fieldhouse. Dave Stewart, Jeff Geldner will tee things up on the post-game show. You want to stick around for that. Hear from several different players, hear from the coach on their thoughts of this victory by the Jayhawks over the Seawolves. Good night, everyone.